Honestly, I feel like the answer to this question is going to make me feel late to the game, but have you ever done a build shell challenge before? This is my first time. Basically where another simmer puts on a basic shell of a house to the gallery you downloaded and follow their set of rules, and it's like a build challenge. I thought that this was so much fun. Hi, my name's Clayton. Welcome back to StickySims, or welcome in. Content creator buddy of mine, Steph. She's a South African simmer, known as Pretty Poison Simming here on YouTube. Hosted this challenge, PPS Shell 02. Now, I've seen shell challenges across the way, across different social media platforms. I just have never actually tried one, and honestly, this one was a smaller shell challenge compared to some of the ones that I saw, which actually made it a little bit more, I guess, approachable. Like, I felt like that this was something I could try. I also kind of enjoyed that it wasn't too symmetrical, which made it added to the challenge of it. Now, as you'll see throughout this video very quickly, the biggest challenge was the roof. So I kind of just went into this build without much of a plan and just kind of let the creative juices stir, see what would happen, what would come out. And naturally, I like to fall into spellcaster gameplay, so I envisioned a spellcaster living here. It's kind of where this whole little witch's hat kind of roof comes from, in this back corner. I feel like I kind of cheated in a way because I just went with a flat, modern roof, but I mean, the only person that can officially say that it's cheating is Steph, so to be determined. Anyways, I put it right here in this little Crick Cabana lot in Willow Creek, just because that's my favorite. And I feel like Crick Cabana, this one little lot, it's also the cheap one that comes with the base game. I feel like we've all lived on this lot at some point if you've played The Sims 4, right? So take a new concept, a new build challenge, if you will, and bring it home, right? So I tried to give a variety of exterior textures. Tried to give you a little bit of woods, a little bit of stone, a little bit of masonry. Surprisingly, because normally I like to go ham on landscaping. I will admit I didn't really go in too deep with landscaping on this lot. I actually kind of spent the vast majority of my time when I was working on this lot working on the inside, and I think it's mostly because as I started building this lot and I started having ideas, I kind of ran with this idea of not just being one spellcaster, but a full coven of witches. This is just a little 20 by 15 lot, but there's something just fun and chaotic about putting 8 Sims all in one little house. So that was the plan. Here comes Clayton again with the communal living. Literally one bedroom for all in the share, one bathroom for all in the share, one dining room, one computer, one spellcasting room, which you'll see that little room with the glass ceiling, right? Glass roof. That's the little spellcasting room, which I'm excited to show to you because I I purposefully went overboard. More on that later when we get there. So throw in some basic landscaping things. I did end up putting in a little bit more of a deck in the back, which that's a very common thing here. Willow Creek's supposed to be New Orleans, so a very common thing here in subtropical climate is everyone kind of has a deck, everyone kind of has a patio, even though I don't, but I have a front porch, so that's the alternative here. Yes, here, I kept imagining a ladder on the side of the house that would go up to the roof, but when you have this freeze, I believe it is. I think this one is from Life and Death. When that's one up, there's no way, even with move objects on, there's no way to have a ladder that goes up there. I guess I could have went and pulled one from Live Edit and it could have just been for show, but anyhow, I guess being that this wasn't a very traditional shell of a house, I kind of just threw out anything traditional or realistic. I don't know why I'm saying that like it's something that I don't normally do. I almost always throw out anything traditional. It's the beautiful part of embracing your imagination in The Sims. So I'll mention, if you're still watching and you are interested in downloading this build or using this build in one of your save files, I am big on gameplay now. It's kind of grown on me. I'm starting to love the gameplay of The Sims 4 almost as much as I love the build. Keyword here is almost. We're getting there. The favorite part of this game is still building for me, but anyways, let me circle back. So I had the thought that it would be nice to build something and not have to completely just 360 the lot, especially if there's, 8 Sims all going to be in this house. I tried to design and lay things out to where if you were playing and you were viewing the lot from the back, so from like the canal that runs behind this lot, you can see everything that's going on. You can click on all of the objects, you can see anything or get anywhere that you need to get. I did play test this. I also made sure that the main areas were kind of an open floor plan because that just lends to an easier, more efficient time when you're trying to, play the game. I will say that there are a few traffic issues here and there, but that kind of just comes with the territory when you're putting a lot of Sims in a small house. If that bothers you, I wouldn't suggest that style of gameplay. But if you are like me and enjoy the chaos and enjoy telling the Sim to do something and them just getting frustrated because they can't get over there, it's funny to me, you guys. I'm sitting here playing with the kitchen. I do remember I probably changed the kitchen at least 2 or 3 times in this build. It's funny looking at it now, those stained glass windows, which I know that stained glass is just naturally a cathedral thing, but do you think that they knew when they did the Realm of Magic stuff in the stained glass that it would resemble cathedrals like that? It's kind of given a little bit of blasphemy, if you feel me, but anyways. It don't bother me none. I did my time in church. I was on fire for God at one point. And if you still are, good for you. We all have our different paths. Just respect everyone's decision on what they believe in. That's all I ask nowadays. Anywho. I'm not trying to have a religious or political discussion on this channel at all, but one of those really huge windows that we got with the recent, I think it's the HBD, the Happy Birthday windows, with the huge base game update that we got for the Sims 25th birthday. In that little back wall that's kind of facing the canal, not the lowered portion, but right there by that window, I was going to end up putting a dining room table and then a little cozy gamer setup right next to it. I know I can't be the only one, but it's anytime that I do want to put any kind of video gaming corner, I just immediately fall into that kit, which it seems to be it's a thing that they kind of have going right now with the kits. A comfy gamer kit in case you want to put a gaming little setup in your Sims home, or a sleek bathroom kit that just came out in case you want to put in a modern looking bathroom. Now I know everyone has their opinions on the creator kits. I think I personally like them for the most part. I don't know all of the details about how the business contract and all that works, but I do think it's beautiful how at this point, you can't really tell the difference sometimes between CC and custom content and what you've purchased to add onto the game, which I guess is kind of the whole point of them, working with custom content creators to add to the game. I think it makes sense, since The Sims 4 came out, the whole idea of the gallery and us being able to share our creations with one another, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not trying to feed into all the Sims 4 controversy. I'm just sitting here sharing my build with you and talking about shit, so I'm watching how I did this bedroom now too, and it's kind of a little all over the place. Like I said, it kind of falls into this communal type residential lot, but now it's also kind of reminding me of maybe a sorority or a fraternity type situation, but for spellcasters. Ooh, maybe that's a good little twist that we could add on here. But yeah, I think the bunk bed is base game. I believe the mirror that's right next to the bunk bed, I'm pretty sure that's the one that comes from either Spa Day, but I'm pretty sure it's Businesses and Hobbies. It reminds me of that tattoo mirror. There's that little blow-up couch that I put in there. That's actually from the Blast from the Past event, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think the rundown couch that we got with the Werewolves pack. There's my favorite bookshelf I threw over there. It comes from the Crystal Creations pack. I used a lot of my favorite things, so I guess it's fun to just kind of point out, oh, I use this a lot, I use this a lot, I use this a lot. While I'm talking about all the things that I use a lot, I actually learned from watching one of my favorite creators, Jessica Pye, doing the assorted chair colors. So I'm a big fan of keyboard shortcuts, so whenever I'm doing chairs like that, usually when you add one, it automatically knows that you're going to add another one. So I just put my hand on the plus key on my number pad, and then I just kind of click add one, then add the plus sign, so it just kind of increments up to the next swatch, and it creates this cute little, I don't know, assorted chairs, Crayola box, if you will, type effect. And I know it's not like realistic, because, you know, realistically speaking, we would try to have all of our chairs match, but I think it's cute when they're all different. I don't know, you can disagree. That's fine. You can, if you want this build and you don't like the different chairs, by all means, please change what you will. If you want to download this build and do it unfurnished, by all means, do what you will. It's a beautiful part of this, you know, it's your game and not mine. Do what you want. All right, so then, you walk in from the front door, the bathroom to the right, you got the bedroom off to the left. There's a little like sitting media living room space kind of crouched by the front door. To be completely honest with you, I am still kind of on the fence. I like the fireplace right there, but I feel like it could also possibly cause issues if someone's not paying attention. But right behind the gamer spot, I put a candle making thing. For one, I felt like it made sense to have a witchy person that knew how to make candles. Two, I haven't actually even really played with that much. Is it Seasons that we got that with? I can't remember. Ah, yes, here's my overloaded room that I mentioned earlier. The like pinnacle, the little centerpiece of this build where all of the spellcasters can go and practice their art, right? Practice their craft. I wanted it to all be heavily cluttered into that corner. I wanted it to look very much used, and I also wanted it to give me the impression that it's kind of like a practice corner in a way. Like, it's not always perfect. It's not the professional spot. It's kind of where we're learning. So I added a lot of clutter, a lot of wands all over the place, a bunch of the cute little like debug, what is it, the potion beaker looking things. I think they're so cute how they have the little like mist thing that goes above them and they're all in different colors. Another cross pack kind of thing that really heavily goes well with the Realm of Magic is actually the Crystal Creations pack. That is a big cross pack gameplay that I like to do a lot, mostly because the Crystal Creations pack and the different crystals that you have, whenever they're charged, they can affect your Sims skills, a whole bunch of different things when they're in the vicinity of it, or if they make it into a necklace and they wear it. Now, the Realm of Magic comes with like a magic realm, of course. And in the magic realm, you can charge your crystals and your creations and your gems and your jewelry around the clock, which is great because you don't have to wait around for a full moon or anything. That is a fun thing about The Sims 4 and all these expansion packs like the werewolves and the Crystal Creations and Realm of Magic. It kind of has you paying attention to things like the moon phases and the moon cycle. It is kind of exceptional too, because I mean you're also paying attention to the seasons and then holidays, and you don't want to let your holidays go because then all of a sudden your Sim starts to have a shitty day because they didn't follow through with the holiday. It's a beautiful game, you guys. On the theme of this being a Realm of Magic type build, I ended up putting a deck in the back, like I said, but I also added a pool. And I don't know, I like the idea of like a teardrop pool, but when I was playing around with the rounded edges, I kind of came across this shape that it's kind of shaped like an eye, but if you like tilt it to the side a little bit, it almost kind of gives like a cat eye, which I thought fit in this whole Realm of Magic. And you know, cats being a very popular cliche, like familiar for witches and wizards, so I thought it fit. I thought it was cute. I love it. Here it comes right here. Ba-ding! Come on, cat eye pool. I don't remember when exactly it was, but I do know that in the middle of working on this build, they had a pack sale, and one of the packs that I was like, I have to buy this pack. I absolutely have to buy this pack because I knew that I was working on this build is the Decor to the Max pack. Is it a kit? Is it a stuff pack? Is it a kit? I don't know. Y'all correct me. But with this whole maximalist idea of not only the decorations, but the like Sims that are going to live here, I just thought that pack really fell into this build pretty well. I don't remember if I put in a cat food bowl, but I think I did. I want to say that I did. Yeah, I did, because I ended up putting, I think I put a litter box outside. Yeah, anyways. Sorry I'm so scatterbrained, you guys. I don't know, I love things like this where none of the windows match and none of the flowers match underneath. Just little things like that I feel like make the build look interesting from the outside. And then of course you can do things on the inside like put different curtains and maybe make all the curtains match, and that kind of like ties it all together, right? Now, I originally went into cluttering this thinking that I wanted to add a bunch of like different pieces here and there to kind of fill the slots so that I could put things where I wanted them. But I grossly underestimated exactly how far I was going to go into this, and I also grossly underestimated about which things fit on which slots when you have move objects on. I feel like that's going to be a very niche thing that I'm going to learn, but it's going to take some time. So I'm heavily digging into the debug objects. I kind of mentioned this earlier. I ended up putting some shelves on the wall too, just to kind of give it a little bit of a dimension, a little bit of depth and height in the space. Yes, here. I was holding off. I wanted y'all to see it first, but I had this idea that, right, this is like a practice corner for your spells, and when you're practicing, things go wrong sometimes, right? Someone's going to fuck something up. So my thought is somebody was working with something and they royally messed up, and this crystal thing just kind of overtook, and they were afraid of playing with it further and making it worse. So it just kind of lives there now. You can still use the the cauldron. It's just I thought it was a little cute piece to add to the story. Whew. Definitely went in hard on this. I just kept putting a bunch of... Oh, yeah, you're right. I always forget the paranormal stuff pack also very much aligns and fits in well with the realm of magic, the crystal creation stuff, and really Willow Creek just as a whole, the whole, New Orleans voodoo number. So this was definitely a lot of fun, you guys. I will definitely say that you'll probably see another shell challenge come out of me at some point, or really just maybe if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like you haven't just been enjoying building like you did before, I would encourage you to give a shell challenge a shot. It'll pull you out of your normal routine, out of your normal methods, and kind of challenge your creativity, which is just so much fun to do. And if that still doesn't sound fun for you and you're still really burnt out, then the only other thing I can encourage is maybe go read a book. It doesn't even have to be a new book. Go read a book that you know that you loved, and there's something about that'll just help reset your brain. While I'm sitting here talking about books, I recently have been rereading the first 2 books of the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros. And if you're into romantasy, I would definitely go check it out, especially if you liked I know we're not supposed to be talking about right now with the Harry Potter books. If you enjoyed the whole idea of them going to an occult school to learn things and it being treacherous, mix that in with it being a very horny 21-year-old. It's a good book. I'm enjoying it so far. I will just let you know, I don't want to give you any spoilers or anything, but the first book, I will say the author does a very good job of setting the tone for the series and not focusing as much on the whole romance side of things. I appreciate that it doesn't become a huge part of each chapter. It definitely is a thing that she's using to add to the relationship, like to, embellish upon the story. And between you and me, because I know that my audience is mostly, the girls, the gays, and the theys, Xaden seems so hot. Oh my god. But anyways, I am towards the end of the second book right now, since I was actually rereading. I went ahead and bought all 3 of the books. I originally read the first 2 with my good old public library card. If you're an American and you live in the United States and you don't have your library card, shame on you. You should, but enough shaming you. Let me encourage you to please use that resource, you guys. Like, it's really amazing that a library is free, which I know that we have things on our phones and things like that, but there are still like tax dollars going into funding libraries. So get your library card, and there's plenty of phone apps on your phone and different things and other resources where you can make use of that library card. Things like audiobooks, magazines, novels, of course, movies, films, all kinds of different things. And now let me reel myself back in while I'm sitting here selling a library card to you, because not everybody's an American, Clayton. Where am I in this build again? Okay, right. I'm adding some black plush carpet to the bedroom, just kind of offset the warm wood floors. The warm wood floors that I used in this are actually the ones that I like a lot, because they remind me of the wood floors in my actual house. I say wood floors, I should say like quote unquote wood floors. They're actually vinyl, they just look like wood, but hey, they're waterproof. I can't complain. Makes things easier to clean, they're not gonna buckle up, all that kind of stuff. Termites, the whole kit and caboodle. When I was thinking about adding this lot to my main save file, which I haven't yet, but I still might, I was thinking about expanding upon this. Like maybe I could add the same shell but underneath like a basement, add like a vampires expansion on this, or I could fight with the ladder a little bit more and figure out a way to get on the roof, expand up and do like a plant shop maybe. I do still feel like I want to do a plant shop at some point. It might not be on this build, but with this new businesses and hobbies expansion pack, anything is possible. Maybe not anything, but lots of things are possible now. Oh, and this cute little, I think it's a bookshelf that I had it on top of the fireplace, that little bookshelf. I believe it comes from the Eco Lifestyle pack. I was talking about that in a previous video, but I haven't really gotten a chance to explore the Eco Lifestyle pack very much outside of like the build items. Like I haven't really gotten to play with the game parts of that pack very much. I will say that I've noticed that a lot of the build items either fall into like a more like industrial, maybe not industrial, but more of like a, I guess, yeah, industrial city factory or like the style, or fall more into like a, I don't know, like a bohemian almost kind of style, minimalist, modern-ish, cream earth tones, that realm. There's probably a better word. If y'all know the better word, throw it in the comments. We're getting better at this. Words. What's that Nikki Doll song? Parole. words. Anywho, I think I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover here, you guys. I feel like I'm just finding things to ramble on about and we're just kind of at this point really with the build. We're just kind of adding in the little final finishing touches. So y'all like this video, subscribe to my channel. Love you. Bye.